For pretty much the third time in racing Formula League history, RFL comes back to the notorious streets of Monte Carlo. Welcome to round 6 of season 4 of the Racing Formula League Season 4 Championship, live from Monaco. It's the Monaco Grand Prix, tight, twisty, and notorious. In the history of Racing Formula League, we've only been racing here for 2 seasons, in seasons 1 and seasons number 2. Cyril Rosberg and King Liam are the 2 different victors here at the city of Monte Carlo. Monaco is the second of 4 different night races in the RFL season, obviously Bahrain being the first one, Monaco being the second one, Singapore followed by Abu Dhabi. Monaco then 19 turns, just over 2 miles, 39 laps for our wonderful Tier 1 drivers, and I'm joined today not by Morgs, he's actually at the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend, so we wish him all the best. In this case, I've actually got a better replacement. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Forbesy.
A better replacement, I love it. So yes, welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix, welcome to my debut. Excited to see the Tier 1 boys show us all how it's done.
Yep, it is, and pretty much already the difference between the Tier 1 qualifying and the Tier 2 is that it's a dry qualifying, unlike the Tier 2 qualifying. It was pretty much heavy rain conditions. Got no engine noise. Apparently, the game.
That's not good.
That's not good, but that's going to be very, very interesting. But anyway, the story of RFL Season 4 has pretty much been one man and one man only in that Williams Mercedes. He's coming out right now. Jolly has been the man to beat all season long, taking the first 4 victories in the first 6 races, and LCR Broomston took victory last week in Spain. So let's see if we can get someone. Let's see, Danny, is he on an out lap? Mate, he's on an out lap. Nuthead, everyone's on the out lap, so the other flags are already in sector 3.
No idea what's happened there.
Yeah, pretty much as we go our cleanse out, our first guy on board, and Forbesy, what makes Monaco such a very difficult circuit, not only just to overtake on, but just to drive regularly?
You have little to no space for error at all on the circuit. So narrow, I think, especially around the hairpin, you go so slow, and if you misjudge that racing line at all around the hairpin, that's you into the barrier, and that's going to be the bane to everyone's race, that hairpin, I think. Especially if you're in there with a group of people, you don't want to mess up your own race, and you could mess up everyone else's race in doing that, and that wouldn't sit well with the stewards.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful and cautious around the tight streets of Monte Carlo. Here comes BMG Clanzo across the line, 1 minute 10.7, the first man to set a lap time in this season's qualifying session. WR Verstappen, he's nearly 2 seconds quicker, 1:08.7 in the racing point for WOR Verstappen. I think he is a reserve, but if he keeps it up, he might get himself a full-time sheet. Some Shawais in the Haas, I think he's replacing LCR Broomston, 1 minute 11 on the softs, and Ian Boyd 1 minute 13.2, followed by Chandler Sita in the Mercedes, 1 minute 9.7 as well. So pretty much 1 whole second away from WOR Verstappen. We've got Adam 45, otherwise known as SRL Ninjas, in the Toro Rosso, 10.5. We've still got Gorshkrab, his teammate, out entering the tunnel. It's very weird. I don't have engine noise, but I'm going to try and do the best I can to give you the best commentary. It goes a little bit deep into the chicane there. Very, very lucky they didn't really, crash there in towards the swimming pools. Chicanes, very tight. You're centimetres away from the barriers, in towards the penultimate corner. Raskas, second gear, 80 kilometers per hour, and then the final corner, Anthony Noakes, and he will be across the line. Will Gorshkrab across the line he goes, and it's a 1 minute 10.6, which puts him 7th place on the grid. Let's see, what about Danny? Danny, he still hasn't. He won in Australia, but pretty much he hasn't, he's been missing, and I think just a bit of bad luck as well.
Yeah,
He's been missing for most of the season. I don't know where he finished in Spain.
He's missed a lot of sessions. That's definitely going to knock on his experience. Everyone else is learning from everyone else, whilst he's missing a lot of sessions. He goes into the pits. I don't know what happened there.
Yep, he does. Probably just backed off or got a warning. Anyway, Langman in the Red Bull. This is going to be a very interesting lap time as he enters Raskas, and into what's the final corner goes a Langman ILR driver. And here he goes, across the line he goes, and this might be, that's 1 minute 9.7. So that is second place for Langman in the Red Bull, still 1 second off of WO Verstappen as he goes back out on a new set of soft tyres. For obviously pretty much the strategy for this race, it's easiest strategy to do of the RFL calendar. One stop from softs to mediums, but you can do the ultimate strategy. But how important is it to not get held up in the traffic, since this is a very tight and twisty circuit?
Oh, it's very important. I think that's the one thing that Monaco is going to guarantee you: traffic. And with what we've seen in Tier 2, there's definitely going to probably be some blue flags out there as well if people get caught up in incidents, causing people to use the pit lane more than they probably would want to. It's important to just stay out of it's probably more hard to actually do it rather than say it, but you probably want to stay out of the barriers as much as you want, stay on the racing line. It's very difficult to overtake. It's probably got a few overtaking turns. It's really difficult to overtake in such a narrow circuit, but it's going to be important, especially I think the use of the pits is going to determine the race.
Yeah, fair. It's definitely the importance of nailing that lap, not only in qualifying but also in the race, especially to get an undercut or overcut. We've seen it plenty of time in RFL's past that the undercut can work, and also the overcut as well, if your tyres are still at a good percentage to gain time over the driver ahead. But pretty much Ian Boy, the only one on the harder tyre. Don't know why that's for him. I think he might be going for the ultimate strategy, which is the mediums to softs, unless a safety car or rain comes out. Anyway, let's see who else is on the lap. Chandler Sita, he is not really improving by much, only by 3 thousandths of a second. Everyone is wearing pink helmets tonight. Obviously, if you've followed the previous stream before, the tragic death of what's his name? I've forgotten his name already. Anthony Hubert. Anthony Hubert, who died at the Belgian Grand Prix earlier today, as a sign of respect. As Chandler, second place, 1 minute 9.05, pretty much 8 tenths behind WO Verstappen. But Anthony Hubert died at the Belgian Grand Prix earlier today, and in a sign of respect, all of our drivers have decided to wear pink helmets in his honour. As Shawais, I think Shawais has hit the wall there on the end of turn 1.
We just checking some conversations from pit lane. Seems that Ante Beacon feels he was blocked by Gauche on one of his laps. That's not going to sit well if that was the case.
Yeah, especially with active Beacon, he's been getting a lot of pressure from his teammate Fapikut, as we are riding on board with Fapikut still to get a win. Yes, in RFL, but he wants to really close the gap between him and the front runners like Jolly and Chandler as he enters the hairpin, very hogging the inside. I wouldn't say curve, and I think he's backed out because I think he's cut the corner, and that's a very easy thing to do around the hairpin. Fapid In my opinion, I think he's having one of his best seasons so far. Obviously, he hasn't really won a race, but considering that he's had a podium and he could have had 2 podiums if it wasn't for that puncture in Bahrain, Vapid could really be doing something. But I think he's just a little bit inconsistent with his pace. 1 minute he's fighting for the win, next minute he's down in 11th. Like, what do you mean? So I think Vapid's. He's admitted a couple of times that Monaco really isn't a good circuit for him. He's on the pad, and which Monaco suits the wheel. But anyway, on board with the Renault yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2, Vapid 1 minute 17. Black time will not be validated since he cut the corner. Turn 1, third gear, very tricky to cut it up the hill in towards Casino Square. You're doing 260 kph, entering 7th gear, then shift that back down for Casino Square, hugging the apex curbs and getting so close to the barriers, then going downhill for the first hairpin. Second gear for Vapid there, 90 kilometers per hour into the slowest corner of the RFL calendar, 40 kilometers per hour for Vapid. Nearly touches the wall there, in towards the first of the 2 Lesmos, the right-handers, before the infamous Monaco tunnel. That's probably the most infamous part, in my opinion, of the whole circuit. The little kink of the right-hand, he gets so close there to the wall, in towards the first of the 3 chicanes. Very, very easy to lock up there and hit the wall, in towards Portier, I think. And then the swimming pool hugs the inside curb. The fair part of the swimming pool, so far lowering, in towards the penultimate corner. Raskas, second gear, 64 kilometers per hour. And then the final corner, Anthony Noakes, 19 kilometers per hour. And this will be a decent time for Vapid at 1 minute 11. Yeah, 1 minute 11 dead for Vapid, even though he's on the medium tyres. That's not a bad time. 1 minute 11 flat, 5 temps quicker than Adam, who we're on board with now. He's 3 temps quicker as he enters the swimming pool. He's hit the wall there again, very close there, centimetres at times towards the barriers. And I think this might be a great lap time here for Adam, otherwise known as SRL Ninjas. The Season 1 champion comes across the line now. 1 minute 10.4, 9th place. Slight improvement to just over 2.5 temps quicker than his previous time. Not really that improvement that he would like, but still an improvement either way.
Yeah, it's very difficult to put in some decent times around Monaco. Or like, I'm probably saying that because I can't do great at all at Monaco, and my opinion on that is pretty invalid because I'm way off the pace of anyone. Let's see who else is on that right now. We have Lyman, who's coming around. We got Lyman coming around to see if he can put in improvement of his.
3 seconds down.
He's with 3 seconds. Yeah, he's coming back in. Yeah.
He's coming back into the pit lane. I think Chandler Sita in the Mercedes. Fucking sector 3. Chandler is 2 temps up right now, entering the sector 3, flying through the fair part of the swimming pool as he enters into Raskas and in the final corner. Let's see if this is a good time. Hugs the outside curb, and this time will put him 1 minute 9.1, second place for Chandler Saita in the Mercedes. Great showing there by the Mercedes man. I think the Mercedes really hasn't been on pace this season like it has been in real life, but that's a decent lap time by Chandler Saita. As we head into the last couple of minutes left, we've got Active Beacon. He's in 4th place. Wow, great job done by Active Beacon, even though he's on the soft tyres, to qualify 4th place. Obviously, Monaco, the most notorious circuit for qualifying. You win your race pretty much in qualifying, and then you do in the race. So that's why it's very important to try and get the best lap time. Jolly in 6th place, 1 minute 9.8 for the Jolly man. Currently leading the championship is Jolly, but he's still got a lot of big guns gunning for him, including this man in the McLaren Renault, Danny F31, coming out into the pit lane for is probably maybe I don't think it's going to be his final run. Maybe he's got 2 runs left if he messes up. Let's see what's on the lap here. Let's see, Adam's in the pits. Cleanser's on his out lap. Let's see, Adam. Let's see. Not Nomad, I think, or I don't know, but Anyway, with less than 3 minutes to go here in this session, Vapid and Ian Boy are last and second last, and Vapid is on the soft tyres, and also Ian Boy. I don't think Ian Boy might be out. Let's see. You can snatch the lap. Here's his teammate. Here's Jolly's teammate, Xbox Nuthead. Many in the community consider him as the GOAT commentator in F1 community, in the F1 commentating community, and I think he's doing a decent job. But you know, he ain't me.
Well, this is my first time. You never know.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
I get any experience, I could.
Yeah, definitely. As we go on board with Nuthead, he's a 10th off in the first sector as you're coming through in towards the notorious hairpin. It's a very, very good line. Hits the wall there. I think there might be damage on the front wing. I don't know if there is damage. Pretty much now in towards the tunnel. Hasn't backed out. He's still just going to go for it. Let's see. He's maxing out the gears as well. I thought that was a bit of a disadvantage on this game, unlike last game. In towards the swimming pool for the first time. Very flowing there. Very nicely taken there from Xbox Nuthead. Fourth gear. Shifts down to fourth. Thought he might have hold it in fifth. Second part of the swimming pool. Now third part. 2.5 temps off on his previous best time. Sliding through in towards Raskas and now in towards the final corner. And I think this lap is just so close to the barriers as well. And across the line goes Nuthead for a 1 minute 9.4, fourth place for Nuthead, but still 7 temps off as we enter the final minute and a half. As let's see, Forbesy, you got anyone on board or let's see?
Let's see who could we follow? I think who's about to close in for that? Let's follow Cleanso is about to come around. I don't know if he's going back.
No, he's back
every
out.
time every time I follow someone, they're about to. Cleanso's retired out of the race. I think he's put in.
Here we go.
Someone is probably not happy
Oof.
that
Vapid's retired. Oh wow!
Vapid's
Okay,
retired.
so
Where's Vapid? Vapid's down in 13th.
Vapid, yeah. So Vapid will probably start last. And I talked to him earlier this week. He says with Monaco it's very conservative. But anyway, here we go. The final 30 seconds of this qualifying session. Who will take pole position? It won't be Nuthead. Nuthead's in the pit lane. His session is over. What about Active Beacon? Vapid's teammates. He's slightly down on his time. He enters the second part of the chicane. You think he cut it there, but he's still going with his lap time. I think it is. Gosh is retired from the session. As here comes Active Beacon. Yeah, he's retired, he's out. Yeah, I think no one's really coming through. Oh, Nuthead. Nuthead nearly made contact, he's in the wall. Yeah, that's his session over. Anyway, so now, final couple of seconds as W.O. Verstappen, I think it's been blocked by his teammate. What's happened there with W.O. Verstappen? He's been blocked by his teammate. Anyway, Chandler's gone. I don't think anyone's improving on their time. Danny, let's see what Danny can do.
Could be it. Let's see what Danny can do.
Is Danny on a lap? He's on high ERS setting. Let's see if this lap will put him anywhere. It doesn't look like he's doing much, but actually, yeah, he's still on a lap there. So let's see what Danny F31 can do. The man that was snatched from the RFL Season 3 title last season to eventual champion Atmaz. Callum G has joined the session. Unfortunately left the league. Don't know what's he doing here. Anyway, in towards the final sector is Danny F31 hugs the inside part of the swimming pool, and again, bit of contact there with the barriers, and this could be a very decent lap there for Danny. I don't think it will be pole position for Danny F31. Let's see what happens here. Across the line he goes for 1 minute 10.8. And that is 10th place. Wow, that's very underwhelming for Danny F31. Very underwhelming. So it is W.O. Verstappen taking a pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix Chandler Seater is in second place with Langman in third place. Xbox Nuthead in fourth. Our qualifying Jolly, very decent qualifying session for Nuthead there. Clenzo, fifth place, the star man of qualifying, he does it again. Active Beacon, out qualifying his teammate Fapin in sixth. Jolly is in seventh with Adam 45 in 8th place, and Gorsh in 9th, Danny at 31 is in 10th, BMG Nomad, Schweiz, Ian Boy, Fapid, and that is it, round out 10th to 14th. So, Forbesy, with the grid like that, who is your prediction to win this race?
Well, originally I said, on the podcast, I originally said Jolly, but with this being a very difficult track to overtake, you probably... Jolly could get lucky if there's been incidents ahead of him. Who's my money on? I have no idea. I think Verstappen setting in that fast lap on the first lap, well, his first out lap. I think I'm interested to see how Verstappen does. I'll put my money on to Verstappen actually, I think.
Yeah, good choice. I think if you were a better man, you would win a lot of money with W.O. Verstappen taking a pole position. I don't believe he's raced here before, so if he does win here, reserve or not, it will be his first official win of his RFL career. And unlike the Tier 2 race, it's fully dry. So it looks like the drivers will be starting on the compounds that they use. Obviously, top 10 rules and regulations of RFL Season 4. If you qualify in the top 10, you have to start on the tyre that you qualified on. And pretty much most of the drivers set their times on the soft tyres. One stop strategy easily, the softs to the medium tyres. We're still waiting for Gorsh grab. I don't know if he's doing setup changes, park firmware rules, of course. If not, it might be lag, which we've experienced countless times before in RFL Season 4. And we might be waiting here for a long time, for Gorsh to ready up. Callum's left the session. Yep. Don't know why he came in anyway.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone else that's pretty impressed me in qualifying is Langman.
Yeah.
In the Red Bull, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's in the Red Bull.
And Schweiz has left the session.
Schweiz has left the session. So this
is going to be fun. This is Dongerang's left the session. I think this is
I think this might be a restart here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Chandler's left the session. I don't know if this is going to be a restart or not. W.O. Verstappen's left the session. I think we're not in the TL. Yeah, Jolly's. Yep. It's a restart, unfortunately.
Oh,
we are.
Oh.
Yeah. We are doing a restart for the Monaco Grand Prix, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, really, to be honest. With Gorsh, pretty much, the reason for that. Maybe we don't know what's going on with him. Probably internet connection issues, maybe, or maybe just host issues. I think Fapid's hosting. I'm not sure, but
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just...
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
Man. I was about to bring up the championship standings, but here they are. Pretty much, Jolly is in the lead of the championship. He did not attend Spain. Jolly is on 89 points, 35-point gap to his nearest rival, who is Elsa Broomson, who is not racing this weekend. So either way, Jolly will retain the lead of the season 14 championship. Danny at 31 with his result, getting third place in Spain, has jumped Vapid Coot, and that battle for third place is getting very heated. 40 points to 38 points, 2 points separate the two drivers. In the constructors' standings, pretty much Williams lead the way, 106 points compared to Haas. Haas have been doing really well this season in racing Formula League, not just for Tier 1 but also for Tier 2. Level Red Devil getting the podium, and plus Tom Goran as well That's me.
You had to. You
That's
just
me.
had to. You just had to.
Yeah, pretty much getting a second potential place and a win in Baku. But the Haas boys are doing some business. Renault, very disappointing there in third place. It seems to me that they are spending more time fighting each other than fighting other drivers on the circuit, with Vapid's comments saying how he thinks that Active Beacon is not helping him with setup more than anything else, as Vapid is redoing the lobby. Let's see. Am I in? I'm in. I'll give you guys an invite now.
Brilliant.
Invite party to game. There we go.
There we go.
So I think this will be up custom grids. I think someone has a screenshot to see where everyone is, but all I know is that WOR Verstappen was in first place. Now it's just a matter of time to invite everyone else into the game. So Clenzo is in. He's already in. Danny, he's already in. Yep, Danny's already in. Adam, boy. Yeah, they're already in.
Right. I'm probably gonna do the morgues and say, everyone, leave your predictions in the chat. Who do you
Yeah, by the way,
think's
I
going to win?
forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot. Shout out to everyone in the chat who's watching this stream, by the way. Sorry that Morg's in
I don't
here
even know if anyone
this
else
week.
is. I know Artie's in the chat.
Yeah, he's always in the chat. He's Mr.
Yeah,
Consistent over here. He's always
We love
always
our
had
number
that,
one
in
fan.
that comment.
Number one fan, Alpha Artie.
Artie is, yep, Alpha Artie, our number one fan. Make sure to follow him on Twitter, by the way, if you haven't. I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know. Let's read some of your guys' comments while we're not doing anything right now. I know I'm being like David Croft over here. But listen, I'm better than David Croft, so, you know, it's never to worry.
No, that's
never to
a
worry.
bold claim. That's a really bold claim.
Yeah, I mean, David Croft is quite, I'd say decent. Anyway.
Decent.
Right, so we've got Ian Boy, we've got Verstappen, we've got Vapid Coot, Chandler, Adam, we've got Clenzo, Danny, Xbox Nuthead, Jolly, and Active Beacon, and Langman. All here, followed by your boys, myself, and Forbesy as well, and RAK, and Gorsh as well.
Gosh,
is
there we
obviously
go,
the racing
gosh.
point.
Right, let's see if he can actually. Let's see if his
Let's
internet can
see.
maintain this time.
So, Artie says, can Mr. Consistent throw? They can throw Mr. Consistent out the window. You can thank Microsoft for that. Yep, unfortunately, Artie couldn't make the tier 2 race earlier today, unfortunately. So yeah, that's Mr. Consistency.
Artie, you should have
gone.
seen it, Artie. I got my first 2 points.
Lewis Donkers, is that you?
I believe
Or-
that's BMG Lewis.
Oh, BMG Lewis, pretty much. BMG Lewis, I think that is. I'm not really sure, but he says, I got smacked by a wall several times. Obviously, he's referring to the Monaco barrier. So he couldn't keep him out the barriers, and that's why he had to make 2 of 3 several stops. Why is Rampage here? I don't know why Rampage is
he
in
wants
here.
back. He wants back in tier 1. That's what's going on.
Okay.
No, you lost your place in tier 1.
Yeah, you got kicked out. Is anyone else missing? Ah, no.
I don't believe.
There was more
So-
than 13. There was like 2 more.
Oh, there was
Langman.
14. There was 14. There was 14. There's one
Yeah,
missing.
pretty
if that-
much. Who is missing then? I don't know who's missing.
Name and shame. If you know who's missing, name and shame them.
Nice, Artie. Got another comment says, yeah, GG for you. Lewis should have been there in that race. Lewis said you were hella confident in racing Formula League. The admin says, be sure to leave your predictions in the Season 4 Monaco Grand Prix down below as usual. Right, so
Yep.
13 drivers. Pretty much got Beacon. Yep, we got Jolly. I think a lot of people are not racing because it's Monaco, but We'll be back next week for Canada in Montreal. I know a lot of people like Montreal more than Canada. Do you like Montreal?
Yeah, because there's space. There's a lot of space. I like it.
Yeah, point out the obvious. There's space. Yeah, everyone's claustrophobic in here. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, we love Montreal as well, and we'll be back there next week for the Tier 2 and Tier 1 races, and plus Morgs will be back. I don't know when he comes back from Spa, but I think it's sometime next week. So yeah.
We got Lewis
Pretty
predicting
much.
a Verstappen win with Jolly and Chandler up on the podium as well.
Yeah. Pretty much a decent prediction there from Lewis. If he can get a good start, of course, keep it consistent, and it's everyone's choice to win. Artie
RT pointing
made
at-
some comments
yeah.
about
That's true.
Montreal, about how it's walls, and especially the Wall of Champions. I wonder
Yeah, that's
if
the
the
one thing
season
that's
4
gonna catch me
champion.
out.
Yeah, I wonder if the season 4 champion of Tier 1 will be in the Wall of Champions by next week. But who knows? As we are getting ready for. Actually, no, we're not, are we?
Are we?
Rapid hasn't
Yeah.
readied up, so-
Yeah, the session.
yes, we are.
starting.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. So, apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching the stream. We had to just do a restart there, because I think Gorsh's internet, yeah, that's the reason. He's still here.
Yeah,
So,
that's what.
hopefully his internet is fixed, and we are all ready for racing here for 39 laps at the Monte Carlo Monaco Grand Prix. So yeah. The first time we tried, it was dry conditions. Could we see rain? No.
I hope. I'm hoping for rain. I think it's probably going to be more interesting with the rain, especially with the Tier 1 drivers.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we will indeed.
I got my fingers crossed right now. Just waiting on Vapid. Here we go.
Vapid. Yeah,
Oh,
wait.
Yep.
Yo, wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
There
There we go.
Isn't the weather
W-
supposed to be
yeah.
the same?
I think so. Ooh, it's gone more foggy. Well, I
More
think.
foggy.
It's gone.
But it's still dry nonetheless. So
Yeah, it's still dry. So, dry race, but the difference is everyone will start on fresh tyres now. One of the rules and regulations of season 4 is that you must provide. Well, I think it's provide evidence that you start on the tyre that you qualified on. Otherwise, you will get a penalty for the next race. A couple of that happened a couple times in season 2, I think. We did a couple of restarts, and a lot of people lied about the tyres, and they've been naughty boys, and they got penalties. Don't know why I'm saying that, but anyway, we've got 10 seconds left until the formation laps.
Yep.
Which would be
We've got a
very
certain
interesting.
Morgs in the chat.
Hey, Morgs!
Morgs,
I don't know what he's saying.
Moggs, I think he should miss more commentary. Give me a chance at doing commentary more often. Right. Anyway, Calvin's back. Right. So here we go.
So here we go. Pretty much the formation lap for here at the Monaco Grand Prix. And the most important thing is to make sure you get temperatures into your tyres and into your brakes as well, to make sure you get a rhythm before you've already started, because getting a rhythm around Monaco is the most important thing. If you don't have rhythm, you don't have consistency. If you don't have consistency, you don't have the finishing. If you don't have finishing, you don't have points. And if you don't have points, well, yeah, you're going to get relegated. And that's what all these drivers, they don't want to do. They don't want to get relegated. Obviously, they don't want to get relegated down into the second tier. So it is WO Verstappen taking pole position for the Monte Carlo Grand Prix, followed by Chandler in second place, and then Langman in third place. I'm actually backing Langman. If a safety car comes out, watch out for Langman, because I think he has the pace and he has the consistency to do well in this race. Nuthead as well, our qualifying championship leader Jolly. He hasn't done that all season, So he must be feeling really happy for himself. Active Beacon as well, our qualifying Fapid, but obviously Fapid's not on last. He's playing the conservative role of pretty much being the snail, and if you get that terminology, the snail wins the race. Adam as well, the season 1 champion, he's in 8th place. Gorsh and Danny as well. The McLarens have been really disappointing since the Australian Grand Prix when they scored 1-2. That's surprising. Anyway, here we go. Get ready. Buckle your seatbelts. It's the Monaco Grand Prix for RFL season number 4, round 6 of the season 4 championship. We have 5 red lights for here in Monaco. And it's lights out and away we go. That's a great stop there by Verstappen, Chandler and Langman as we head in towards turn 1 here. Verstappen takes the lead with Chandler in second. Jolly's dropped massively positions, but it's Verstappen in the lead and then it's Chandler in second. Langman in third place. They've all started as they came in. So Verstappen is in the lead with Chandler in second. Mix up there between Jolly and Active Beacon, heading in towards the first chicane. Bit of carbon fibre going out in the debris there. And I think there's contact there.
Yeah.
Oh, massive contact there between Jolly.
Massive contact.
I think he's got the racing point there, cutting the hairpin as well. And I think that's Jolly's got damage to his front wing fingers. Yeah, front wing damage to the championship leader. I think he got barged. I think also, a racing point as well. That might be Gorsh. WO Verstappen, that's contact. WO Verstappen's in the wall. He's in the wall. He's out of the race. I think WO Verstappen. That's a massive shame.
He's still in the race. Oh gosh.
He's still in the race, but he's got massive damage there to the left side. Oh, and again, and WO Verstappen, he took pole position in Monaco. Massive problems there for Verstappen. And unless he can provide a spectacular comeback drive, he is out of this race. That's a heartbreak. Fapid's in as well. He's got damage as well. So that strategy of being the snail, that's out the window. He's on hard tyres. That's odd. Hard tyres. Okay, he's planning to clearly go to the end of the race. That's a massive shame for WO Verstappen there, who was on pole position, but he's got massive damage and his race is over. But Chandler in the Mercedes. That's a familiar sight, isn't it? Since if you've been watching real life Formula 1, a Mercedes leading a race. So it's Chandler in first place, followed by Langman 17 in second, Xbox Nuthead in third place, and Clenzo in fourth, with Beacon in fifth. Jolly is in sixth place. I don't know if Jolly has damage. Can you see anything? I can't see any major damage. Maybe a template or two has been lost there, but it looks like he's in the fight. More carbon fibre going up there. I don't know who that is. It might be the Renault of Active Beacon. We just don't know yet. Adam is in 7th place along with Gorsh in 8th. Danny is in 9th, and then Nomad is in 10th position. But Chandler in the lead, and that was a bit of a chaotic first start, folks. Hope she's still there. Bobs, you might have your mic up. You might. Yeah. Oh, he's left. He's left. I don't know what's happened there. I think his connection problems again. But it is Chandler in the lead in the Mercedes, followed by Langman and Nuthead. I'm going to have to give him an invite again. Sorry about this. So pretty much, yeah. Lap 3 of the Monaco Grand Prix, and Chandler is now extending his gap 1.7 seconds over Langman and Nuthead as well. And everyone's made it one position apart from Verstappen as well, who has had a nightmare start for the man who was on pole position by easily a second. Active Beacon, I think, gets the first penalty of this race. 3 laps in, and he's already sliding, and I think he might be having problems with rear tyre temperatures as well. That can be a massive pain as well on board with Active Beacon. Let's see if Jolly tries to go down the inside. No, he doesn't. He goes a little bit wide there, the side-by-side up the hill between Jolly and Active Beacon. The side-by-side, can Jolly go around the outside in towards Casino Square? Yes, he can! The championship leader making championship winning moves there around the outside of the Renault. and that is amazing. And look at this as well, as Adam tries to go down the inside in towards the first chicane, and that's going to be very tight. And there, an active beacon has got damage to the front wing. I think he's got massive contact there. Forbes, are you there as well? I think he's joined.
Yeah,
And good to see you again. Hear you again, excuse me. He's now got massive contact there in the third sector. I don't know what's happened there in turn 1. Active beacon has got damage. I think, yeah, he's fallen down the order now. Fallen massively down the order. He's got damage to his front wing, and the Renaults, again, not having the best of times as he crashes into the barrier. He's lucky that he hasn't ended his race, but Nomad must be so frustrated right now. And now he's finally got past him. He's got front wing damage as well. And Forbes, this has been chaos so far for everyone. Forbes, are you having problems again, or? I know what's going on with Forbes right now, but pretty much Langman and Nuthead battling for the podium positions here for second place. And I think Forbes, are you still there? Your mic might be on mute, I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, the gap. Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There we go.
Yep, okay, you missed out on a lot of things there. Massive carnage. The two Renaults, the second last and last as well, and the pole position guy, WO off Verstappen, is in last place. But Chandler has extended his gap to the rest of them, and now Nuthead is all over Langman's case, Forbes.
Yeah, I think this race probably less predictable than we probably originally assumed.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Danny in the pits as well, so I think he's got damage to his front wing. He does, and that is going to be a recurring theme all race, the damage of the front wing. Now, where does Verstappen lie? Does he get out ahead of Danny? Let's see, he enters the final corner, Anthony Nogues, and I think Danny will be comfortably ahead of WO Verstappen. There's Verstappen, he's closing, but Danny has the upper hand, the higher ground, and Danny is in 9th place as well. The two McLaren Renaults going 8th and 9th. Gorsh as well. There's a massive fight going on between Jolly and Cleanser. Does Jolly look about going down the inside? No, he doesn't. In towards the first chicane there, and I think this will be the part of the race where the drivers, Forbes, will be most frustrated with the fact that the circuit is just so narrow and just so tight. You can't really overtake. You just have to follow. And before you know it, you've got damage to your front wing.
Yeah, it's probably
There's problems there for Clenzo. He spun it there, the rear right, clipped the final corner on the barrier. Problems there for Clenzo. And I don't know if he's got damage. I know he has damage. I think Jolly might have damage even. He clipped the rear of Clenzo. Let's see if you think he's missing a part of his left template. Actually, it doesn't look like he's went wide, and there goes Adam back on the inside, make contact there. The two drivers make contact there. They're nearly 3 wide going into the first hairpin, and Jolly, oh God, bloody hell, Gorsh trying to go down the inside. I don't think that's a place to overtake there, and Gorsh trying desperately to get past the championship leader. Obviously, he's got to be careful. Jolly, either way, he'll be retaining the championship lead after the end of this race. But Gorsh has got to be careful. Remember, he had a massive load of penalties in the last race for consecutively cutting the final corner of the chicane. So he will be under Stewart's watch to make sure if he does anything like that in today's race. But Chandler Sita is now doing a Lewis Hamilton. He's out massively here. And the gap is Langman pits for a damaged front wing, and pretty much he's going to go on the hard tyres, and he will take it to the end of this race. Well. Yeah, Jolly as well. He's got damage as well. So a lot of drivers having front wing damage, getting really attracted to the barriers here at Monaco. This has not been the race that Jolly wanted. Let's see where Vapid is. Vapid is he's in the goddamn penultimate corner, while Jolly and Danny are all pretty much at the first corner. So I think Vapid won't get any points today. Maybe he's going to rely on maybe another pit stop or two if he wants to get anywhere near the pointers. WR Verstappen has retired from the session, and that is not a shame for the Racing Point man who took pole position, and unfortunately he can't be bothered and he's out of this race. Hopefully we can see him next week in Montreal. We just don't know yet, but there he is, the leader, Chandler Saita in the Mercedes, as Adam gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, probably corner cutting. And Verstappen is left, rage quit. He's out. He's out of there, and that is it. Chandler leading 7 seconds already, pretty much to the nearest car, which is Xbox Nuthead in the Williams, and then Adam as well. He's in third place. I think, Forbes, I think this is just a matter of pretty much consistency more than anything else, making sure you're not getting damaged, making sure you're not making mistakes. Vapid has a time penalty as well, 3 seconds. Corner cutting as well, and that is pretty much his race maybe over unless the safety car comes out and saves his race. I don't think so, but let's see. We've got a battle here between Danny and Langman. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Langman pitted, bit of contact there between Langman and Danny as they head into the Casino Square section. Vapid's left the session. I think he's disconnected. Is he disconnected? I think so.
I think that could be the case. Yeah, let's check. Yeah,
let's invite him.
His car's probably goes. Yeah, let's invite him back.
Yeah. Let's see. So where is Vapid? There is Vapid there, and unfortunately, Vapid's time right now in the Monaco Grand Prix is not going well at all, and he's down. And he's being lapped already, and this race is probably over. I think. I don't know if that was a massive disconnect, but if he disconnected on purpose, but if so, then that is his race all over, as the leader already inside 10 laps has already lapped the owner of Racing Formula League. And that's a massive shame. We've got a battle in the pit lane. Gorsh is in for a new set of tyres, and I think a new front wing, and I think, is that a glitch? Is that a glitch? No, it's not.
No, I think he was serving a penalty, yeah.
Yeah, time penalty for Gorsh. Very interesting. He's lost positions to active beacon there, and yeah, Jolly as well, and pretty much Gorsh is still in a chance with a point. So let's see. So we've got Chandler, we've got Nuthead, we've got Adam as well, and Clenzo all on the soft tyres. What's the gap? 21 seconds, 21 and a half seconds to Ian Boy, but Ian Boy started the race on mediums. So maybe, I don't know what the actual time is for a pit stop, maybe 20 to 22 seconds, as Clenzo and Ian Boy cut the chicane, they lock up there. The gap for a pit stop is around about 20-22 seconds. If Ian Boy can nail this lap, he's got damage. Has he? He's got damage? I can't tell. I think he's got his... So he's sliding there is Ian Boy. I think he's got part of his wing missing as well. This has been a chaotic race for Forbes. Clenzo into the pit lane. Is he got damage? Let's see. We're about to find out now. And yes, he has got damage as well. A lot of damage.
Is there anyone that's avoided damage this far?
Probably
That's
Chandler.
The question now.
Probably Chandler's the only one who's... Yeah, Chandler's the only one who has not got damage. He is running a very good race, and if he just keeps it up, he doesn't even need to go fast. He doesn't need to go fast. As long as he just keeps it consistent, I think he will win this race. But a lot of things can happen between lap 11 and the end, and also Nuthead and Adam as well are still fighting for the win. Let's see pretty much what the interval's like. We've got Danny as well. Danny and Langman still on a battle for 5th place. I think that's a potential fair place when well, I don't know if that's a potential fair. Danny's got a penalty. Yeah, Danny's got a penalty as well. Very uncharacterable by Danny. He doesn't usually make mistakes when it comes to corner cutting as well, but he's probably lost the back end there. Does very well to correct it, and now he's all over Langman here. He can't really get past. Just he has to settle with a load of dirty air as well. And plus Langman, he's on the medium tyre, so he won't run fast. He's got younger mediums. Anything else? Nuthead has came out in 4th place. He made his pit stop. So Nuthead is back in 4th position. And I think Nuthead, let's see, 16 seconds. I think, let's see, 22, 23 seconds to Ian Boy. I think Chandler does have enough of a gap to come in and retain the net lead as long as Adam doesn't have a say in it. But around Raskas he goes. Does he pit this lap? Yes, he does. So the race leader is in the Mercedes. I think Toto Wolff must be happy right now considering Chandler's pace. Oh! The pit guys went ready. The pit guys went ready for Chandler. Don't know if that's going to put him in effect, but Adam comes in.
Adam
and
comes
I think
in.
Chandler, I think, will retain the lead of this race. Yes, he does. And Chandler is now in the lead officially of the Monaco Grand Prix. And as long as he just keeps it consistent, he will have this race victory. As Danny is, no, he still hasn't got past. Obviously, Adam is pitting, and he's in 8th place. So everyone apart from Langman is on the medium tyres right now. Danny and Langman, pretty much the only gap that's really close in the grand scheme of things. Let's see how this battle plays out. A bit of luck up by Danny. Pretty much. Oh yeah, Langman's in a McLaren Renault sandwich here. I don't think you'll like that. He's got Ian Boy and Danny, and plus team orders has been another thing we've been talking about in RFL season 4. And Ian Boy gets a penalty. So has McLaren instructed Ian Boy to hold up Langman for the sake of Danny? Who knows? Looks like that's what he's doing right now.
It's definitely working in Danny's favour. See
yes,
if
he is. There it is.
Can get close enough, maybe going into.
He's not really close enough though. But Ian
No,
Boy
he's
is done
not
his
close
part.
enough. Both of them picked up DRS.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he is closer, but like he can't overtake, and that's just the nature of this Monaco street circuit. You know, the track's too narrow to try and go for a gap, and even if you do go for a gap, you know, probably 8 times out of 10 it won't work. You know, I think usually the overtaking points, turn 1 maybe the first hairpin if you're daring, the chicane if you're daring, and then the in towards Raskas if you're super daring, and that you're talking millimeters from the barriers if you want to get an overtake down there. Jolly on active beacon as well, just under a second for the World Championship leader. If he scores points today, obviously he will extend his gap with Elshar Brimson not racing, and also Vapid as well. He is DNF, he is out of this race, and he will be not happy heading into Canada next Saturday. Chandler, fastest lap of the race, 1:12.2. Wow, which is what, 3 seconds slower than the pole position time that Verstappen put on. But Verstappen has DNF'd, also BMG Nomad as well DNF'd as well. So unfortunately for those guys, the races are all over. Let's see what's going on here. Langman is about to lap Vapid as Gorsh has a penalty. Gorsh has a penalty for multiple warnings, pretty much corner cutting. Unless he crashes there, his race will be all over soon as, well, I don't know, soon. Pretty much soon. Jolly is closing right up here, Forbes, to active beacon. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, let's see what goes on here. Going into the heaven.
Yeah, I can hear you. No, oh, he's disconnected again. He's disconnected again. See if we can try and get Forbesy back into this. He's still in the session, so yeah, he's still in the session, but not in the party. Jolly is still behind active beacon as we begin lap 16 of the Monaco Grand Prix as the sun fades. Get the beautiful sunset here at Monte Carlo up the hill in towards Casino Square. Jolly still can't really get anywhere close to Beacon, and even when he does, he just can't do anything because of how tight this the circuit really is. See if he can make a move down the inside. No, he's actually catching Danny, I think. Catching Danny, active Beacon as well. Beacon's getting hounded by Jolly. Let's see if Jolly can make a move into the chicane. He's got 4 ERS. This is the move for Jolly. He's going to go down the inside. Yes, he is. They're so close. He can't make contact. And active Beacon allows Jolly to have the high ground and to take 5th place. The championship leader doing bits for his race. His teammate in 2nd place. So maybe we could see a Williams 2-3. Maybe even a 1-2 if Chandler retires from this race. Danny doing a consistent race. He's in 4th place. And Langman in that Red Bull Honda in 3rd place. Bob's still there? Yep. I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. To anyone that's watching, please don't take up Sky Broadband. It's awful.
Oh god. Yep. Yeah. Do
Right, I need an invite back into the session.
Wait, do you? I thought you was already in the session. Oh. Okay.
No, not anymore.
Oh. Sorry about this, guys. There you go.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
apologise.
Adam.
And Lewis in the chat saying I've lost my head after I got 2 points. That's not the case.
Wow. Wow. Oh, look at this, Adam. Adam is now all over Active Beacon. He's joined the fight with Active Beacon and Jolly, but Jolly's getting away. Danny pits again. Is this for a scheduled pit stop? No, it's for a nose change as well. So Danny just can't keep it consistent. Keeping it in the walls and Gorsh as well in the pits as teammate ready for him again. Wow, he's also got another penalty as well as Gorsh. So Gorsh's race going from bad to worse here. He's got another penalty as well he has to serve. And that his race is absolutely terrible. But as long as he finishes, he scores points because Vapid is pretty much a lap down, and he won't score points regards because he's a bottler, pretty much. Anyway, let's see his teammates. Active Beacon's getting hounded by Adam 45, otherwise known as Restaurant Ninja, the Season 1 champion. It doesn't go down inside.
Adam considered it, but then thought otherwise.
Yeah, he considered it. He did have a go, but just ran out of road to enter the swimming pool section. We've got 20 laps to go here of the Monaco Grand Prix, which is being led by Chandler Saita and Nuthead and Lineman 2nd and 3rd place. Let's see if Adam can make a move down inside. No, he can't. Go up the hill. Really straight line speed really doesn't make a difference around here because the straights are not that long, and even when you are trying to pass someone, you just can't. So he goes down the inside. Is Adam? Oh, that's so close. They're millimeters away from the barriers.
Oh.
They're side by side, and oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tim got the better.
I'm brave. Yeah, Adam.
That is
Adam.
very brave, commendable by Adam there.
Yep.
He's
Very
probably
brave
going
from Adam.
to look into the chicane again.
Yeah, very sensible from Adam. Realised that there wasn't going to be enough room, and pretty much had to back out. Let's see if he dives. No, he's just too far away.
He doesn't. He's too far away. Lost a
Too
lot of
far
time.
away, I think. Yeah, he's losing time here to Jolly as well. I think Adam is beginning to realise that he's entering that part of the race where he just can't do anything to act the beacon when it comes to overtaking or attempting an overtake. And that's just the nature of Monaco. That's why a lot of drivers don't like racing around here, because a lot of them just can't overtake. But with DRS, let's see if he tries to do a Verstappen here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's too far back again, and pretty much that's just been the story of Adam's race so
Yeah,
far.
I think Adam clipped the barrier on the up climb there. Don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah, he sure did.
didn't do any damage. Ooh!
Oh, active beacon, massive amounts of contact there on the inside barrier in towards the first hairpin, and that's going to cost him time. Clenzo, if these two battle hard, Clenzo could actually catch up and maybe get both of them. We don't know yet. He's closing the gap slightly, probably a tenth at a sector or a lap. You're considering that active beacon is on. Oh, that's a late move there by active beacon. Has to go the long
Here
way
we go.
round.
Oh, is
And of course, he's retired.
Gorge
And
is retired. I don't know what happened there.
Adam has got the position, I think. Yep, Adam's got a safety car. Virtual safety car is out.
This
Let's see what
virtual
happens.
safety car.
A virtual safety car is out. Let's see, Gorsh, has he retired? Yeah, he has. I don't know if he's crashed.
Yes, but I don't know where he is.
That's weird. I don't know where. I don't know. It's very difficult. Let's see, did he crash on the chicane? No, he didn't.
No, it's not. It's not time. Anyway.
Where did he crash?
No
I don't know
idea.
where he crashed. No idea.
It's not showing.
He might
any.
have just parked up and just said, "I've had enough. I want to do something else." But anyway, VSC is out for the retirement of Gorsh, and I think Danny, me and boys pitted, so the McLaren Renault boys again having a very difficult session as far as race pace is concerned, just being consistent. It's just not happening for them at this stage of the race. DRS enabled and with green flags again for racing. I think just to comment on that Adam and active beacon collision, I think Adam will want to try and get that penalty removed. I think active moved late on the braking, and yeah, just there was nothing he could have done, and just Adam, the track was too tight, and before you know it, so close there to the barriers. Adam overtook him and he got the penalty, so I think Adam will want to get that penalty removed as soon as possible after the race via Stewart's. But Chandler Sita in a class of his own, doing what Hamilton has been doing. Gorsh has left the session, unfortunately, and that is it. He is done. He's out of there. Wait, hold on. If this race ends, well, with Vapid retiring, does that mean Vapid still scores points? Because he's in the top 10 right now.
From what I know, I don't know if it's any different with Tier 1, but in Tier 2, when I was in 10th place and I retired from Bahrain, I couldn't score any points because I had to at least get 75% of the race completed.
Yeah.
So if he was to retire now, I mean, I'm no mathematician, but I think he'd still need more laps in order to score points.
I don't think Vapid will score any points today, and I think the point that can be used on Vapid might go to Ian Boy, considering that pretty much he's technically last since, Vapid is not racing anymore. Unfortunate for the RFL
Oh, that's
owner.
true. Yeah, he's ghosted. Yeah.
Yeah, his teammate, Active Beacon, 18 lap. Wow, 18 lap old mediums. I think the lap maximum for these tyres around 25 26, especially in the front as well. So maybe he could be getting into puncture territory by the end of this race. Who knows? But pretty much none really is happening right now. See Jolly 2 seconds to Langman. Let's see if Jolly can get on the podium. If Jolly can get on the podium, it'll actually be a good comeback drive for Jolly once he qualified. A seventh.
Yeah, after
to get a
qualifying.
podium. Yeah, to get a podium here in Monaco would be the best thing for him. He can extend his championship lead, regardless of this result, with the DNFs. Well, with the non-race appearance of Brimson and the DNF of Vapid Coot as well. So we enter lap 24 of 39. 15 more laps to go of this Monaco Grand Prix. Not a lot is happening, to be honest. Everyone's just getting their gaps on.
Adam pulling away from Andrew Beacon after their battle.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to play out in the favour of Glenzo, because he would have hoped that they'd continue to battle and that their time lost in that battle would work in his favour.
Yeah. Rampage left the session. I didn't even know he was in the session anyways, but he's left the session. Has anyone commented on the live stream? Anything?
Let's see. Not since I've rejoined. No,
Active
I
beacon
can't see anything.
with a time penalty. Another time penalty towards, his name, and I think, let's see, what's the gap? 8 seconds. I think he's got a penalty of 6 or 9 seconds. I'm not really sure. As he's catching. Is he catching or is he just losing slight time? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Chandler extending the gap towards Nuthead as well by a 10th lap, 9.6 seconds ahead of Nuthead. I think this is money in the bank for Chandler to win this race. See, Danny is all over Cleanser now. Obviously, Danny pitted 7 laps before. Cleanser's been to lose tyres for double the distance that Danny has pitted on 14. Just look how wide he's going, and this is defo money in the bank for Danny. Cleanser lets him through, and Danny into 7th place. Very decent result for the McLaren Renault driver, but I don't think they'll be happy after today's result, considering what they could have gotten. It's still possible that they can get a good result here if they catch Active Beacon. I think that's possible within the next 13-14 laps. Well, with a safety car, anything can happen in these next couple of laps.
Oh, little yawn.
Yep, little yawn. Pretty much, I'm a little bit tired right now. I think I rested last night, but anyway. Yeah. Driver of the day, maybe? No.
Driver of the day,
probably Chandler, maybe.
I'd say, Chandler's an easy option for driver of the day, but also I have to give it to Jolly as well for picking up steam after qualifying.
Yeah.
And he has Langman in his sights now, so
it only takes one crash to change everything here in Monaco. One crash and the safety car comes out, and before you know it, leader hasn't pitted in tyres. Jolly losing the back end there under braking. That's a common thing I've realised on this game, that pretty much, if you brake, it doesn't matter how you brake, if you slowly go down the gears or you spam down the gears, you'll lose the back end sometimes. I don't know if that has to do with the brake bias or the differential or whatever. That's just been a common denominator in the F1 game this year. Langman 14 seconds behind Jolly's teammate Nuthead. I think Williams are going to be looking at this with a great result. I think Nuthead hasn't really had the best of seasons so far, considering he's been out qualified, now beaten, out raced by his teammate, obviously the World Championship leader, Jolly. If Jolly can get third place, that'll be a great result for him. And plus also, he's just doing whatever he needs to do to extend the championship gap that he already has. Pretty much. Danny catching Active Beacon. The gap is now 1.8 seconds with just over 10 laps to go here at Monte Carlo. First couple of laps, they were carnage. Multiple front wing changes, multiple pit stops. We had a virtual safety car at one point, and as you can see with the retirements, WO Verstappen retiring from the lead pole. Nomad and also Gorsh and Vapid as well. Technically, he's a retiree, even though he left the session. He's still retired, so he won't get any points today. Oh, Danny's closed the gap massively. Look at that. Now 5 temps is the gap. And that's the difference between 10 lap-year-old tyres and 17 lap-year-old. And I think he's going to make a move down the inside. Active Beacon goes defensive in towards the first hairpin. And I think Danny, this is money in the bank for Danny now. He's going to get this overtake done on the straight. Unless it could be here, maybe. Nope, he thinks better of it.
No, I think the chicane is going to
yeah,
be...
this is it.
Oh, here we go.
Money
Even
in the bank.
Oh!
Oh, but a contact there between Active Beacon and Danny.
Oh,
God.
Didn't give him much space there for the overtake.
Didn't give him enough room. Didn't give him enough room there. Pretty much Belgium 2017 scenario was again the two Force Indias, but this time it's a Renault and a McLaren Renault. I think Active Beacon is a little bit frustrated of his race, probably of his season. Beaten by Vapid a couple of times. He even got pole position at one point. I think that was Bahrain. But squeamish exit of Active Beacon. Danny tries to go around the outside into turn 1. Bit of contact there. Danny is in the wall there. I don't think has any damage. Oh! Bit of contact. Again, Danny tries to go down the inside. And I think the move is money in the bank. There it is. And Danny, first one, gets 6th place over Active Beacon. He's locked up there again. More contact there. And Active Beacon is in the wall, and his frustrated race continues. I think he has damage. Let's see. He does have. Does he have damage? I think he does. Langman gets a penalty. 3 seconds. Don't think that really matters. I can't see any damage really. This front wing. Let's see.
I think.
Slight on the right template. Can't see, but on the front template, he's got slight damage there, and he's gonna have to come in again and pit for new tyres. He's locking up.
Let's
now
see
his race.
He's
bad to worse. Yes, he's pitted again. And story of Active Beacon's race, he must be frustrated, but listen, he's got to finish. In order to get points, you have to finish the race. And I think he's going to go for the fast stop. That's what Active Beacon's always done this season. It's been a very frustrating season for Active Beacon. He hasn't really been able to compete, hasn't really been able to really get what he's wanted. Plus with inner team conflicts with his teammate Vapid and arguments over setup changes and just hiding information. I think it's been just a very frustrating season for Active Beacon. And there's been talks that Active Beacon will leave Renault next season if he wants to. Obviously, Vapid is open to leave as well. Maybe team with Antmaz or Danny or even Jolly next season. Maybe it's still early, but Jolly is catched up to Langman here. Langman's on 22-lap-old hard tyres. Look at that. Look at the difference in grip. Look at that. Same tyre life for Jolly and Langman, and I think Langman closes the door on him aggressively as we go up the hill in towards Casino Square. And this might be money in the bank for Jolly. Around the outside, can he think of a move? No, he can't. It's 1/10 close now. Yep, let's see, does he do this late move? No, he doesn't. Langman with the racing line. Jolly's not going anywhere. And right now, bit of a corner cut there for Langman. I've seen that. All 4 tyres on that little curb.
Jolly's definitely in a position where he can overtake. It's just where is it the most smart to overtake with so many risks. I think he's going in for the outside.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He has to cut the chicane. No,
he had to cut, and that gave him a penalty as well. But I think
Langman still got position though.
Langman didn't give him space, so he had to cut the chicane, and I think he could have a claim for the stewards there, possibly.
Maybe Langman's on wide on this penultimate corner. And no way! Bit of contact there. Langman's in the wall. Oh, come on, guys.
Massive contact. That was ridiculous.
Lineman's retired.
Ridiculous. Lineman had to retire.
Guys,
That's
I don't know
no,
about
that's
that's
no
naughty.
sports. That's no sportsmanship at all.
That's very naughty there from Jolly. Expected better of him there. I don't know if that's a racing incident, if it's just the nature of Monaco, if that's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I think Jolly is at fault for that, I'm not sure. But Jolly has got third place, and Langman has retired from this session, meaning he will not get any points for this race. So the remaining points will be getting to pretty much the remaining 3 points will be collected by Active Beacon, I think. You know, you can't just, you know, waste them away. You've got to give it to someone, and technically Active Beacon is the last of the runners. 8 runners left. I think that is more. That's less than the tier 2.
That is less than tier 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so.
I came
wow.
in 9th.
Wow. That's crazy how tier 2 in heavy rain on the same track with a safety car had more finishes than the tier 1 race in easier conditions with less circumstances. So, yeah, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Is see, someone is who's that? Is that the lap car? Is that Chandler? I'm not sure. That is Chandler, I think. There's Danny at 31 again in the pit lane for another pit stop. This race has been a disaster for him, and I think you cannot wait to see the back of Monaco. There's Chandler. Let's see. So Chandler is lap as Active Beacon, fastest lap of the race, and that is an extra point. I think Active Beacon has been the fast lap person all season. Danny has a penalty for crossing the white line. Yeah, this race is pretty much all over as far as I can tell.
It's a shame we saw so much potential in Danny being one of the championship fighters at the start of the season, and ever since he took that break, things haven't worked out in his favour.
Yeah.
I think everyone who were consistently at these races has picked up experience from each other, learned about each other, whereas Danny hasn't had time to even play the game, and it's a shame.
Yeah, pretty much for the man who could have been the season 3 champion if it wasn't for what happened in Brazil last season. That was very controversial on that day, but it's not been the best of seasons for Danny at 31. Hopefully, as we head in towards Canada and Austria and France and Britain and Germany, and the second half of the first half of the season, hopefully he can change it around and change his fortunes and get on the podium, maybe, who knows. But last couple of laps here at Monaco, and that's the man, the leader, Chandler Saita in the Mercedes, has done nothing wrong all race long. The only man that's pretty much stopped him was W.O.R. Verstappen, but he retired after making a mistake at the hairpin, at the chicane, excuse me. I think he just crashed, and that was game over for him pretty much. And ever since then, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I think this has been one of his best performances of the season for Pursuit, regardless of who crashed out and what happened. You've got to say this man has been on his game.
Yeah, I think ever since Verstappen retired, everything's been very clean from Chandler, and especially on a track like this, it's very important that you keep it clean, away from the barriers, consistent. And Chandler with an amazing performance today, and he is nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, definitely, as we are still on board with Chandler. See that really not much is happened, but we do know one thing: if Chandler just keeps it together, he doesn't even need to go fast. He just needs to go around consistent. He's got a 12-second gap. Penalties. Let's see.
I don't believe he's picked out any penalties. I'm not sure. but I believe he's free of penalties thus far, from what I've seen.
Just the 2 warnings for Chandler. Nuthead, very consistent, no penalties. Jolly, 2 warnings. Penalty, he's got the penalty and 3 warnings. Adam, he's got 2 penalties, 5-second time, but yeah, he's got 3 penalties. Clenzo, penalty. Yep. Ian Boy, 1 penalty and 2 warnings. Active Beacon, penalty, another penalty, another penalty, and another penalty, and a warning. So that's 4 penalties. Danny, penalty, another penalty. 3 penalties. 3 penalties for Danny, and that is really it. Active Beacon is back into the pit lane, is he? Yep.
No, he's Active Beacon's.
No, did he make a mistake, or just let him by? I don't know. I think he's got damage again.
Let's see. Yeah, front wing.
Yeah, he has again.
On the right.
Yeah. I've been thinking Active Beacon. He can probably retire now. I think he's passed the 75 or 90% rule, so he will score the 2 points because his teammate is pretty much a long mile away and he's damaged his front wing.
Yeah, there goes his wing completely.
Yeah, I think he should just retire it now and call it a day. And listen, he's passed the 90% rule and he's going to go on with 2 points. Regards, move on to kind of fresh mind and hopefully he can come back with a winning mentality, not damage any other race. Hopefully he doesn't get in the way of, who's that? That's Nuthead. No, he doesn't, which is always good to see. And Chandler Seita beginning the penultimate lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. And yeah, I think this man has inserted himself maybe into the championship picture. Maybe if he gets some more consistent results when we come to you live from Canada next week, live on Twitch. That's the next time we come to you live on Twitch, is from Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix, round 7 of the Season 4 Championship. And then after that it is France, I think. Yeah, it's France, yeah. But this man, Chandler, in the Mercedes. I haven't really talked about the Mercedes this season, since pretty much that's all we talk about in real life. How Lewis Hamilton picks up a win, or Bottas, or whatever. Mercedes dominance in real life, and Mercedes hasn't really been dominant in RFL Season 4, but today it has, and I think Toto Wolff will be a very happy chappy once this man pretty much comes around the final corner. Danny, is that Danny or Ian Boy?
No, it is Danny. Danny's trying to
be careful, yeah.
Yeah, he has to be careful. He wants to pick up some time. Chandler, yeah, he's no problem to Chandler.
Yep, as well. And it's only the last lap for Chandler. You got to think that Toto Wolff, after all the stress he's had with Fapikut and Active Beacon, going to Ferrari for Season 3, not having the car that they wanted to compete for the championship as well, and now just having a frustrating season on the new game, on F1 2019, with new regulations and stuff, and just a new grid order. Like, the Mercedes guys have been very unhappy, very frustrated that they haven't been able to unlock the pace, even though this hasn't been the legitimate pace. They have been lucky with the DNF of WO Verstappen and of as well with VSC, and as well has been very consistent, very quick and precise and pure and accurate. As he rounds the final corner, it's going to be his first ever first victory, I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure, but...
Yep, round the final corner he goes. Chandler Seita wins the Monaco Grand Prix of RFL Season 4. He takes his first victory of the season, I believe, and that is a great victory. And he's just shown everyone, he's the class of the field, how to win in style in Monaco. Xbox Nuthead will come home in second place, and Williams gets a 2-3. The championship leader, Jolly, as long as he doesn't bid it now, will come home in third place to secure a Williams 2-3 for the Monaco Grand Prix. Fapid, obviously, he won't get no points, pretty much. And Jolly, around the final corner, from 7th on the grid, he comes home in third place. Great result for him, and he extends his championship advantage over the rest of the field with SRL Ninjas in 4th and BMG Cleanso coming home in 5th place. Obviously, Adam has a time penalty, but I don't think that matters now.
I think Ian Boy, he's lost his wing. He had a incident in sector 2, and he should be okay, but
Cleanso is in
he's
5th.
still going to come around in 6th place. Cleanso in 5th.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing, frustrating day for the McLaren team, but they finished 7th and 8th. So consistent points on the board for Ian Boy and Danny F31 as well. And yeah, that's it for the Monaco Grand Prix. Chandler Seater wins for Mercedes. Toto Wolff's a happy chappy, and I think Mercedes have shown pretty much they're consistent to win when the time is right. Williams as well, they've been great. Jolly, the class of the field, 5 podiums in 6 races, and 4 of them were wins for Jolly, who now goes to Canada for the championship lead. He heads to Canada on a massive wave of momentum with his team Williams as well, with Xbox Nuthead beside him, and Williams and Claire Williams must be feeling very happy as well, folks. So the Monaco Grand Prix classification says Chandler Seater gets his first win of the season. He wins in spectacular fashion. Xbox Nuthead and Jolly round off a Williams 2-3. Surprisingly, Nuthead and Chandler Seater did not get penalties. Very, very impressive. Adam in 4th place, with Callum, BMG Cleanso in 5th, Ian Boy in 6th, Danny in 7th, 6-7, McLaren, Active Beacon is in 8th place. And that's it. Vapid is in 9th and Lineman in 10th, but they won't score any points because they didn't finish the race. The DNFs for this race: Gosh Crab or Langman, Gosh Crab, WOR Verstappen, and BMG Nomad. And that is it for the Monaco Grand Prix. Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
Nothing's really happened today. So we're going to skip the driver interviews and just let everyone just go off and do their own thing. So that is that for the Monaco Grand Prix for RFL Season 4. Chandler Seater has won, and Jolly extends his championship advantage. Thanks to Bobsy for filling in for Morgs. Morgs will be back here next week. Thanks to behind the scenes guy W8K for doing the camera work. Always loyal to Racing Formula League. And my name's been Tom Gorian. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you right back here next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. Goodbye.